Okay, I'm gonna do one sort of miniature one. And when I mean like miniature, I can go through it quite quickly. Didn't I say anime openings? This is gonna be an interesting one. But yeah, I'll try and make it a bit bigger so you can see. But yeah, oh gosh, 86. Right, where I stand on this? Where do I stand? Sasagi War, Season 2 opening, of course, spoils a lot of the, or like has a lot of relation to a lot of the story. This one in particular I believe is the best. I prefer the second opening more than the first one for Season 1. And then the ending themes like number 1, number 2, number 3 are just classics. This one is the one for season... Is that The Wall or Lose It All? I'd probably put that up there as high tier. But another one... Let's see here. Oh, this is the one by that artist that's very popular in Japan. That's the only thing I will give like props for Beastar is the openings are very sort of good, probably better than the entire show. That one, and then this one is just a bit mid, not as good, but still up there. But yeah, it basically, I'm making so much noise you can't bloody. But yeah, basically. Cowboy Bebop is S tier. I don't even need to explain why. It's such a colourful opening and also strikes to like the heart basically of like nostalgic anime music, which I believe is kind of a very strong asset if you're talking about anime openings, is the replayability. Same with Death Note. I could probably listen to the Death Note opening multiple times. Second one nowhere near as good. I think that was like season 2. It was like it doesn't really have a season 2, but like the second half of the season where they changed the opening is when like everything turns to shit. Demon Slayer is great as well. I don't think it has as much replayability as the other ones, but I think it's still great in the terms of like the first opening. I don't really remember a lot about Blue Exorcist, so I'm gonna probably imagine it's not very memorable. I do like the second opening for this one, Akagana Make Heal, very good. Death Parade, very catchy, very good theme. Dragon Ball, this is the famous one, isn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna have to say that's decent. Many people argue it's the most famous, but I don't know. I just kind of think it's decent, but I don't know. Free Ren. I'm actually on the horizon of finishing this, so next time I make a video, I'll probably explain my opinions. I watched it once, watched it a second time, so all the openings in Full Metal are really good. I'd probably say this one's more on the mid side. This is the time, I think it's the one where it's that one. Killer Kill. Yeah, I think that one's okay. I probably have to do like a karaoke. Oh, this one. Yeah, I would have a better tier. Like, this is a bit unfair, but I kind of think, those are going in my playlist. The others aren't. Fighting Gold. I think Fighting Gold's quite decent as well. Yeah, this one's the best one, the best Full Metal one. But yeah, that's what I would say is the openings for a lot of shows carry the show. Especially if you're watching something and you want something that once you continue watching, it's especially the opening. Because it serves the plot. It can either be like an introduction to later themes in the show, or just a colourful opening that sort of hypes you up. So there we go. The original One Piece, yeah, great. That is the best theme opening by like a country mile. And I like it when they like bring it back once every like, what was it, like episode 700 and episode like 300, I think, something like that. Oh, on 1000. This one is great. I don't think it's quite amazing, but I think a lot of the openings, especially in the later side, like the last Bleach opening is really good as well. But you know, I don't really think. I think it's this one's good. I think it's decent. I don't think it's like S tier or anything. I'd probably even put it mid because, you know, like I've explained, I think there's a lot of them that would go in my playlist, but I wouldn't be like actively playing it just for the sake of replaying it. All the Code Geass openings are S tier apart from that one. Apart from that one they only have for like 2 episodes in season 1. That one's quite bad. But yeah, colors and the openings to do 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 do. Oh, like this guy is a true Giga Chad, because if you know, you know, all of the original Full Metal openings are like they are actually they slap, and that's the thing. I kind of wish that they like I've not reused it, but I kind of wish that they brought them back to some capacities, because some of the openings and ending themes are very nostalgic. So there we go. Love is War, I think the first, or is this the second one? Yeah, that's up there. Black Clover 12. That's the one. Do 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 do. This has 999, so I'm not going to go through them all for obvious reasons, but maybe I'll do like a 2-hour video at some point where I break down every single significant element. Do 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 do. No, that's the one. Do do do. Lane, I really like this one. This one's actually really good. I don't really need to explain why, but it's a English band. A band from England. So Monogatari. The only one that is actually like S tier, but most people haven't, like, I'll say most people, most like people who watch, it's not considered shonen, or it's just, I don't even know what genre it is, to be honest. But yeah, the openings in that show are very colourful and very sort of, yeah, well made. Chainsaw Man, this one's great. Yeah, this one not so great. I think it serves its purpose, but you know, specials. This one is good. That one's good, and especially for that arc. Stand Proud. I think this one is kind of, especially meme use. This one is SD in my opinion. When I first listened to it, it's a bop, and it's even more of a bop when you read into it and then you find out, spoilers for JoJo, but Caesar's death. But if you want to watch it, you can probably finish it in like, you know, 2 days, like I did. I watched like part 1 and then part 2 I finished in like 1 whole night because I wanted to know what happened. So, you know, there's that. There's not a lot of like shows these days that you can watch 25 episodes, well, pretty much all of them, but like a complete story. I don't mean like shows that have 2 seasons, and I think that's a bit of like an unpopular opinion, but I think if you got a show these days, it's much better to make the full product when the sort of manga is finished, rather than hinging on filler to fill the gaps. Like, I don't think there are many anime that have been able to balance filler perfectly. I love the fact that the Hunter x Hunter opening is the same, but you still listen to all the openings because they show different visuals. But that's a unique case. There isn't a lot of shows that have just one opening throughout the show. You can probably fact check that, but I'm pretty sure very few do have the same opening. Oof. Right. Future Diary. I remember this one being quite good, but it's more like mid. I didn't really go through where is it, Full Metal. I'll try and find it now so you can at least have my full blown opinion. I really like the opening to Black Lagoon. Actually, that is a show that has the same opening throughout the show. I've just contradicted myself, but yeah, I think the opening for Black Lagoon is quite good. Maybe not, but yeah, I think it serves the purpose. And the sound design is like reeks 2000s, so it's very difficult these days to. The two Toradora openings are very good. Well, actually, I say that. What was the first one? I remember the second one. The first one was I can't even remember. That's a challenge for me now. I've got mind fucked. I can't remember. Is that the Persona anime? I've actually been trying to watch that. I think it's okay. What I like a lot is metal, heavy metal, or sort of ones that don't rely overly on music. What's that one? Death Paradise? No, not Death Paradise. The one within like a jail. That opening is very underrated as well. Dung 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 dung. That one. I know that was like a very bad like hint, but yeah. I don't want to get like copyright, so that's as good as it gets. High School DxD, mediocre. I can't find a lot of the ones I saw before. Oh yeah, there we go. All the Full Metal ones. This one in particular is like, I would say, is as important as the first opening there, but mostly because it's sort of very nostalgic looking back on it. You used to hear it a lot on like AMVs, and you'd play some like you'd do like anime profile, and it would just have it'd be it would just be like music quiz, and it would be like that one would be in there. So there's a lot of kind of old music that's very nostalgic now because it's become very saturated. There's so many shows that have different openings, whereas back then you'd have one that sort of sticks out more than the rest. Nuja Bears. I think the first opening of they used to call this, it's called Samurai X in America or something. But yeah, this one's decent. Yu Yu Hakusho would also be decent, if not, because that one uses the same opening. There we go. There's quite a few that uses a few openings. The second opening for Ghost in the Shell is significantly better than the first. I actually do remember listening to this one for a while because it's got I can't remember, but I just remember the visuals being a lot better. Ethan Light, that's the one with the piano. That one's kind of not lyrics, it's in Italian, and it's also classical music, quite unique in the sense of shows. The dung dung, oh, is that the one, the Sasuke one? That's the rescue arc, and then that's the one. That one's the best one. Yeah. Oh yeah. This Fire. It's very good when they actually get songs that work perfectly. I'm looking forward to the new Cyberpunk that's supposed to be coming out. The trailer came out yesterday or the day before, so I'll definitely be sort of upping that, reviewing it at some point. The GTO, the two animes openings are quite good as well. Steins Gate. I think when that plays for the first time, it's kind of, you never turn back. It's the perfect opening for a show like that. I love the final ending theme. There's also the one Undo. Undo is really good as well. But this is the final one. I think this one is a perfect final theme. But yeah, I think one of the reasons the old one isn't as good is it introduces a lot of filler. But I'd say it's believable filler because they have they have a robot guy who's in it for a short while. But then the what is it again? The main villains, they introduce a completely new story plot where it's about trying to make people immortal through constant basically genocides. And while they're referencing the newer one, I think that the entire thing about civilizations being wiped out served a better purpose. But then I'd need to watch it again at some point because I think one of the best things about the original was kind of the two brothers being in different worlds, different universes, and trying to find each other. And it's a more sort of, what's the word, bittersweet ending. And then they did make a movie after that basically retcons, well, it doesn't retcon, but you get the happy ending. So very glad that it exists. And one of the first amongst the first anime I watched on Netflix. Netflix used to be really good for old classic anime, but yeah, now it's still very good, but a lot of the time they remove shows that are have been there for a very long time, and then they bring them back like 2 or 3 years later, which is kind of a lot of the reason why piracy is so popular with anime now, especially on Crunchyroll, like region locks, dubs. Where the frick is... I will say, having, what is it, Keep Rolling, Limp Bizkit is, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of edgy. Oh, the final Mob Psycho, I think that's the best one of the best ones, at least. What's so sad about that is the creator of One Punch Man, his first series kind of overshadows... No, his second series, Mob Psycho, overshadows One Punch Man significantly when both stories are probably on parallel, but then the legacy is completely ruined now with the recent adaptation. I like this opening from Bleach as well. Seven Deadly Sins. The annoying thing about the Seven Deadly Sins is mainly the Escanor fight, but I think it just jumps off a cliff because season 4 and season 5 are just a drag to watch. And, you know, when you have a show that's kind of building towards the battle between the commandments and the Seven Deadly Sins, I just think animation quality and also having a prefix for your story when it has a very bad fight, people aren't going to return to come back this next season, which is kind of what I did. And then they've released like multiple like 2 separate spin-off stories and like 2 or 3 movies that I don't know. I think it's just one of those shows. It's a terrible show that loads of people like, but then it did have very good animation. And for Netflix, they have a long-running show. I think One Piece is like their cash cow now, with the remake, or even like just having it on Netflix in general. Right, I'm gonna find one really good final one to end on. If I can find something that resonates. Gurren Lagann would be top tier as well. Gurren Lagann, another show that uses the same opening throughout, but also at the same time successfully, because when you've got a banger, you can't really like it learns that it's better to not make the mistake of changing it. Is that initial D? Need to finish that at some point. I can't really see many now. I'll kind of just have to handpick one of these and just say what I think. Inner Light. Yeah. Is this the first? Yeah, first Code Geass opening. The thing is, I do believe that season 1 is probably worse than season 2. But then a lot of people say it's the other way around. People say season 1 is better than season 2. I think season 1 is basically very confused in where it wants to go, and I think the killing the princess at the end of the season was kind of like them admitting, right, we need a way to sort of end the finale on like. But then I don't know. I think the finale to season 1 was like the perfect way to end it. I'd really need to rewatch it, to be honest. But I just remember season 2, the ending to season 2 is very sort of the perfect ending, because you kind of want like an emotional cushion. You want your main character that everyone has hated throughout to be killed, even though a lot of people would argue he could have probably like faked his own death or just not died. But yeah, there's a lot of ways they could have like forged the ending, because he got what he wanted in the end. But also there's a lot of stuff in season 2, like they have stuff like other characters having Gios, and then like I think Zero massacres pretty much an entire like all these children, all these people. So, but I think that morality side of the story as well